Hello, everybody. Payback is over. It ended yesterday because that's when the pay per view was. And for a B tier show, honestly, top three pay per views of the year, maybe number one, at least from what I saw. Now, I would like to preface this video by saying this: I did not see the end of this event. I saw most of it and a bit of the pre show, but I went to bed halfway through Rhea versus Ripley. Sorry, Rhea versus Raquel. So I don't know much about what happened after that. So I can give commentary on the other stuff, just not that. I'll just recap that from what I can see online. So in the opening match, it was Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage. This match was exactly 20 minutes long and filled it very well. It was a very good match. There was a lot of big spots, oh my gosh, with God as my witness, that woman is broken in half. Like, top rope bulldog, Trish getting a massive lump on her forehead from just getting repeatedly slammed into the cage, top rope manhandle slam, which gave Becky the win because she won this match. Trish getting hung up in the top of the cage, falling onto it. A ton of big suplex from the top of the cage. A ton of great stuff. Awesome match. And post-match, because she's tried to get involved as well, Zoe Stark was trying to console Trish for her loss, and Trish was like, no, and pushed her away. And Zoe was like, "Arr," and hit the Z360, and turned face in the process. Overall, pretty well executed, and I would like to mention this about the Z360. It's not that hard of a move to not. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying for the person who's taken this move, I'm pretty sure it's something along the lines of you're getting held kind of like this. This is your face, and you're getting spun around and just a knee to the face. And some people just can't sell that. And, I'm not saying I could be the greatest seller in the world. I'm no Dolph Ziggler, but Trish did it pretty well. So I would like to mention that. Good job, Trish. Thank you, Trish. Yeah. Anyways, in the second match, it was L.A. Knight. Thank you. Versus The Miz in a normal match. Went a little over 15 minutes. And John Cena was guest referee for John Cena reasons. I don't know. He did add to the match. He gave it a bit of a bigger match feel. Because if you look at the match, and this is something you can do with a lot of matches. For example, if you turn off the audio for Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, it is an awful match, like terrible match. But the crowd makes it a lot better. The same was with this match, but not that bad. This match was perfectly serviceable, could have been on a random episode of Raw or SmackDown, and I wouldn't have, thought otherwise. I would think, oh yeah, that makes sense. That looks like a Raw or SmackDown match. Other than that, John Cena's refereeing. And, John Cena being a wrestler was a little physical. If you got to the 5 count or the 4 count, he would pull you away. And did that equally, Miz and LA Knight. And him and LA Knight had a stare down. And they looked at each other. And LA Knight got the win. Thank God. Because Santi Zap, I'm going to mention him a lot in these videos because he's kind of my inspiration. Thank you, Santi. He said that he thought Miz was going to win because they wanted this to be like a multi-pay-per-view feud. I really didn't think so. I thought that LA was just going to have a finish this feud kind of a thing. And when I saw Cena was guest refereeing, I was like, oh yeah, 100%. So not surprised that LA Knight won the match. It perfectly serviceable again. Cena raised LA's hand at the end. LA was a little reluctant, but he accepted it, as they were walking off the ramp. Perfectly normal match, serviceable. solid. I can't really give it any more. Like 3.5 stars, I would say. Maybe 4, but 3.5 is reasonable. All right, then we have Rey Mysterio defeating Austin Theory to retain his United States Championship in under 10 minutes. This was the shortest match of the night, and it felt like it was about 2 minutes long. So, again, basically the same thing as LA versus The Miz, but like a little worse. They had a wrestling match in a wrestling ring. They hopped around, they countered a few moves, and then Ray countered an 8-town down into a roll-up and won. Santos didn't turn heel. That didn't happen. So it was a match. It happened. I can't really say anything about it. There was predictions before this pay-per-view that Santos Escobar might turn heel. He might attack Rey Mysterio. Maybe the LWO will join it. None of that happened. They actually celebrated with him post-match. So, cool. I don't really like Austin Theory, so I'm fine with him losing that match. If he had won, it would have made him a 3-time United States champion, which feels wrong to say, but true. It was not. It wasn't amazing. It was probably the second lowest match of the night, but that's not a bad thing necessarily because most of the matches that I saw were good, but was not amazing. Okay, on to the match of the night. Very easily match of the night. We had James Ellsworth versus Honky Tonk Man. No. We had the Judgment Day, which was Finn Balor and Damian Priest, defeating and becoming new tag team champions by defeating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And this was the second longest match of the night, longest one that I witnessed. And it was just magnifique. It was hard hitting. It had storyline. It had everybody interfering in this match. There were 3 people who interfered in this match. JD, meaning McDonough, Rhea, and Dom. They all interfered in this match. A little obscene, but whatever. It was a Steel City street fight, so they didn't get disqualified for that. There were, references to the Steelers and the Penguins. KO and Sami dressed up as Penguins players. It was fun. It was fun. It was hard hitting. It was a good story. All of it went well. I can't, there was a big spot where Kevin was up in the fans and did a Jeff Hardy and swanton onto Dom, who was on a table. It was pretty far away from the ring, which kind of left Sami helpless. Sami did get pinned. JD McDonough, he actually saved the match for the Judgment Day by throwing a chair in last second and hitting Sami, who was covering Finn. Nobody really predicted this. I didn't predict it in my Supercard. Let me show you my predictions in Supercard. So for those who don't know, in WWE Supercard, what happens every pay-per-view is they'll release a mode, kind of, where you can watch the pay-per-view along with other people, and you get rewards over time. And you also pick people to win at that pay-per-view. And if you pick the right people, you get special rewards. It's pretty simple. So let me show you my picks. This might not look good on the camera. Those were my picks. I don't know if you can see them. So I picked LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Kevin and Sami, which I lost, and Becky Lynch. So I scored on 4 of them. I did not pick Sami and Kevin correctly, but I got a decent amount of points, and the way that works is that you get rewards based on how well you do, all the way up to platinum rewards. Again, I don't know how good that looks, but that's basically what it is. I definitely did not pick Damian and Finn to win. I only picked Damian because I thought he was going to cash in on Seth. And I only picked Seth because that would be 2 separate matches, because Seth would beat Shin, then Damian would beat Seth. But I was wrong. So I'm pretty sure in my predictions video I did also pick Sami and Kevin. Again, was wrong on that one. That's unfortunate. And my ranking all the champions video is also off now because Sami and Kevin aren't champions anymore. So I will mention now they are removing the list because they're no longer champions, and Finn and Damian are in the bottom tier in the don't know yet section because they just won the titles. Like, who knows? Again, great match, great spots. I guess you could say the right winner. Either team could have been the right winner. I can't really say anything about this match. You should watch it on Peacock if you can. Really good match. Fun. Storytelling was great. Thumbs up. I'm recording this after I finished the first segment, which was all the matches. I forgot to mention the Grayson Waller effect, so I'm going to throw this in probably the middle. So Grayson Waller, did his whole the Aussie icon. The blah, 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 blah. He came out, introduced Cody Rhodes, wow, as required. Then Cody was. It wasn't even a Waller effect about Cody per se. It was just Cody going, "Do you watch Raw? Do you watch NXT? Do you watch SmackDown? I'm paraphrasing this, but this is basically what he said. Well, there was a wrong a few weeks on SmackDown that I think needs to be righted. Introducing the newest member of the Raw roster, Jey Uso." And then Jay's new music hit. He came out. He did the, this thing. I guess the crowd was really warm. He had to cool them down. So, it was pretty cool seeing Jay come back. I think it's way too early because if you want to do Uso versus Uso at Mania, it's September, and that's a pretty long time away. But what you going to do when Hulkamania runs wild on you, brother? Brother Us. Jay super kicked Grayson. Segment ended. That was it. On to previously recorded me. In the penultimate match of the night, we had Rhea Ripley, who beat Raquel. I can't roll my R's. So Rodriguez by pinfall. It's just what it says on here. I just read the whole thing. This was a singles match. No special things about it. This went 18 minutes, and this is the one that I left through. So from what I saw, I can say it was really boring. It was incredibly boring. The whole match was just slowly doing a hit and then a suplex and then, knock them down and look at them like, yeah, I'm strong. It wasn't very fun. It was a really boring match. I can't really commentate on it because I did hear that it got better as it went on, but I can say that Rhea Ripley won. So I can't really speak on this match. So I hope Rhea Ripley keeps having a good title reign. Maybe this will be a series of matches with Raquel. Please give Rhea a feud that she might actually lose the title, even though she probably won't until WrestleMania. Anyways, this match I can't commentate on at all, but Seth freaking Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is main eventing this pay-per-view because Roman Reigns is not on it. Otherwise, it would probably be in the middle of the show for no reason. This was the longest match of the night, clocking it at 26 minutes and 5 seconds. Again, I did not see any pieces of this match, so I will just read the Wikipedia section here out loud to you. As Michael Cole would say, and I quote, "In the last match, Nakamura and Rollins battled. Rollins did a suicide dive on Nakamura. Nakamura hit a running knee in the corner. Nakamura did a half crab on Rollins. Nakamura did a sliding German suplex. Nakamura hit the Kinshasa. They fight for a while. Rollins suddenly hits a stomp for the win. There were a few changes to that because there's a misspelling or two, but that's basically what it says. End quote. I did see some commentary on this match, how the whole point was Shin targeting Seth's back, which has been the whole point of the storyline. Shin's promos, all of the stuff that he's done is, I will attack your back. I will break your back. I'll make you feel pain when you pick up your child. Stuff like that. So, from what I've heard, that is what happened. There was a lot of back hurting. I did hear also that the win by Seth was out of the blue, but I can't really commentate on this one. I haven't watched it on Peacock yet. I might put that in the description. I don't see any reason to, unless it's highly rated by Cagematch or Meltzer. Dave Meltzer, that's his name. I remembered it. Okay, I remembered it. So that's cool. On Cagematch, because I like to mention this sometimes, let's see how every match was rated. So this was obviously in Pittsburgh, and here are the match guide ratings. So the steel cage match was rated an 8.32 out of 10. LA and The Miz was a 6.55. Rey and Austin was a 5.96. The tag title match was an 8.89. The women's world title match, the lowest rated of the show, was a 5.04. And the World Heavyweight Championship match was a 7.45. So that's the current match guide rating on each match. The pay-per-view by itself is rated a 7.36 overall. Do with that what you will, but I would say very good pay-per-view, at least from what I saw. I honestly wouldn't have minded if I had just left after the tag title match. That was better than everything that followed. Match of the night, easily. So I would say the better way to have booked this pay-per-view would have been, in order, Becky, LA, Rhea, Rey, Rollins, tag title match. That's how I would have booked it. But, in hindsight, that's how I would have booked it. So that was the matches, I should say. Longest match of the night, main event. Shortest match, the U.S. title match. Yeah, that's the pay-per-view. I'll probably be having another video up related to maybe All Out, maybe the CM Punk stuff in a few days, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So, see you guys then. Have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good noon, good dawn, good dusk, good... No, that one doesn't count. Good midday. And goodbye.